Hey guys, Ryan Nitz with Cycle News Magazine, and today we're at the beautiful Mountain View MX Park in Sandy, Oregon. We're sitting here with Trey Canard with the new 2022 CRF250R. Trey, can you tell us a little bit about what your position at Honda is and kind of how you've had to hand in this bike?
Yeah, so I started test riding for the HRC team in 2019. So, you know, we loved what we're doing there, but really wanted to try to connect to the production side as well. So. Yeah. In the last year and a half, I've been more involved on the production side, so it's exciting for us as a race team as well, because we want to see those two sides kind of
yeah. So you blend kind of the actual race testing, obviously with your experience as a racer, and then kind of taking that to market as well for like the actual production side of the bikes.
Yeah, exactly. We learned so much as a group, you know, and we want to try to make sure that we're kind of optimizing both sides, you know, especially on the race side. You know, we want to start with a great motorcycle, and it really helps us. And I think that's been the case so far with this bike. You know, it's really exciting to have a small hand in being a part of the development, and it's cool to see the thing come together.
Yeah. So obviously you've had some time on this thing. What are kind of some of the changes that's new for 22, and what can people expect to see with this bike?
Yeah, so there's a few things that I'm really excited about. One of those things being just that it's lost weight.
Yeah.
You know, 8 pounds is a lot of weight to lose. And that's done it this year, which I think, you know, kind of translates to a lot of different things. I think handling is a big part of that. Mm-hmm. There's just less weight moving around.
Totally.
So I think it helps a lot as far as, you know, pitch and squat and, you know, just maneuverability is a big deal. One of the things I'm really excited about is the gearbox. The ratios are different, and to me, I just feel like I'm not always searching for the right gear. You know, in previous years, you know, it's kind of like you come into a turn, you go down twice, and then before you get out of the turn, you got to come back up twice. Yeah. And so with this bike, I feel like I can stay in that like second to third gear range comfortably. And I think the power has a lot to do with that. You know, the bottom to mid area on this bike is just tremendously better. And I think it really kind of lends to helping you stay in that meat of the power. So those are kind of the highlights for me. Obviously, the thing's beautiful. You know, we know that for the 450 this last year, that it's, you know, it's just a good looking bike.
Well, it looks so good in like the all red plastics, and the other bikes are here too. The new 110, everything with everything all red. It looks so good.
Yeah, it's super exciting. Like just looking at it, you're like, I mean, I got to go ride that thing.
Yeah.
So, and when you sit on it, just the rider cockpit is like, it's so comfortable. Mm-hmm. You know, it's just a really well thought out bike. So I'm really excited about it. I had a lot of fun in the development process, and then, you know, looking forward to having even more fun riding here today. Yeah,
love it. All right, guys. Well, we're gonna go hit the track, get this thing started up. But thanks, Trey, for sitting down with us, and yeah, we'll see you guys out there.
Cool. Thanks.
All right, guys. So we're back for day 2 at Mountain View MX Park. We racked up 2.5 hours of riding time yesterday on the new 22 CRF250R. Bike's a lot different, 8 pounds lighter, and you really do feel that out on the bike, out on the track especially. For 2019 and 2020, 2021, I know the previous generation Honda finished pretty far back in our shootouts. The power was just really hard to ride. It felt like, you know, you're riding like a 125, shifting all the time, and the power band, you know, where you could ride it was really small, and it felt like you were having to ride it really close to the rev limiter and just keep it wringing its neck the whole time. And if you were, you know, in the bottom end of the power, there really wasn't anything there to pull you out of the hole, so you're revving it out, railing corners, things like that. You could definitely do it, but it's more difficult to ride than say like the Yamaha or the Cowie or something like that. For this year, definitely noticed the power differences. There's a lot more. They, like Trey was saying, they adjusted the gear ratios, the transmission, and so second to third, there's a lot more usable power, especially down low. We definitely did mess with the mapping. And I liked map 1 the most. We rode it in map 2, and definitely kind of reminded us of the older, kind of the previous generation bike where you had to ring it real hard, and then down low there wasn't as much. But up top, there was some good stuff for map 2. Map 3 to me was just a little bit, it felt like a 350 honestly. At map 3 it was really strong, really aggressive. So I actually went back to map 1, which was kind of the standard. Did everything pretty well. Second and third gear, like you said, really usable and really tall, a lot taller than the previous years. Overall, like I said about the weight, you definitely feel the lightness of the bike, the agility of it, being able to move it back and forth, kind of going into ruts. This track here is pretty tight. A lot of like chicanes left, right, being able to kind of put that into where you want it or kind of stay in that berm a lot longer, cut down, things like that. You really feel that. And being in the air, kind of being able to turn the bike or whip it a little bit, just being able to move it around. Another big thing that I noticed too was the suspension. In the last couple of years, the suspension to me has felt kind of dead. I couldn't get a great feeling out of it the last couple of years. Like from the front wheel all the way to the bars, it kind of just felt stiff, and you could feel that, you know, rigidity in the handlebars all the way to your hands. So this bike, it's definitely a lot more comfortable to ride. Granted, the track here today, they've added 600 loads of wood chips, so the texture of the course is really soft, kind of loose, almost feels like you're riding in sand. And then there's like kind of air pockets in the wood chips, so you kind of hit and sink in some spots. So it's definitely a little different than what we're used to back home in Southern California. Definitely excited to ride this bike back home, kind of on something more predictable. But as far as first ride impression, yeah, I'm a big fan. We've been riding the 21 CRF250, and so the chassis is identical, same frame, same swing arm, and so that was obviously super comfortable to jump from one to the other. I rode that bike last weekend before we came here, so definitely more comfortable. The rider cockpit's a lot slimmer, really able to squeeze with the knees a little bit better with the single-sided exhaust. Thank you, Honda, for that. So yeah, we're gonna go head out for a couple more laps today before we head back home, but excited to spend some more time on this thing and excited to get one back home and do some further testing. So be sure to like, follow, and subscribe. Check out the channel, check out the website, read the Cycle News Digital Magazine, and we'll see you guys out there.